episode of the Popko Project Podcast. Today I'm joined by a pop punk band from Baltimore, A.I.T.A. Welcome to the show.
What up?
Hey,
Hey.
Now, A.I.T.A. is spelled A.I.T.A. We had a little fun conversation prior to hitting record as to how that came about. If you want to share that again, you're more than welcome to.
How it came about, how the name came about? Oh
Yeah,
my
how it
gosh.
came about, or like, it's
There you go.
we were joking around that like people say what they want to say and you kind of gave up on it. You're like, yeah, call us what you want.
Well, we came up
We have the conversation about how to pronounce it, and then we have the conversation about how the name started. And those are two very different stories, both of them hilarious. Justin, do you want to do us a favor and cue us in for which one ever, and I'll say the other one?
yeah, so we had a name that we were going under when we recorded our first album, and we were like, I don't think this name fits us, fits our sound, fits our vibe. So let's come up with a different one. And we ended up with a spreadsheet of 500 names at one point in time. And we all went through and voted on them. And we had some really good ones on there that we all liked. But I'm driving home from work and I'm getting ready to go on this call. I'm listening to 4 Years Strong, Is It Me? And my brain kind of went, song has a real like, am I the asshole vibe? And I'm like, AITA. I'm going to suggest that. Like, thinking that we're all going to toss it out, nobody's going to like it, and we all loved it, and obviously voted on it, and that became the name. But like after we decided on it, I was like, "You guys, do you know what that stands for?" And nobody did, and I was like, "Well, okay."
And
So-
you didn't. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a whole Reddit that was pretty famous that was Am I the Asshole? So people who are big Reddit fans normally will be like, what? So like when we get the question of like, hey, what does your name stand for? We're immediately like, hold on, let's gauge this. Who's asking? Are you a Reddit fan perchance? Like we try to figure it out. But it's also a happy accident. It wasn't necessarily a mutual decision that we knew we were all ascribing to, but it luckily fits with the genre. I'm like, thank God we're pop punk and not like Christian rock. That would be inappropriate. And then in terms of the pronunciation of the name, at the end of the day, it's how I feel about my own personal name. Who cares how you pronounce it as long as you treat me with respect and like ask me to pronounce a name that I'm completely new to that might be in a completely different language of mine. I might have a difficult time. So most people, when they say Patricia versus Patricia, I try and not take offense to it. And so the same thing happens with how we felt about the band name. It's like, call it whatever you want. As long as you dig the music, that's the point. Who cares about the name? But then after a year of like everybody in the band because this conversation mostly happened via text message when the name was finalized and rolled out, we all had different ways that we interpreted the pronunciation. And so for a year, even within us internally in the band, we're saying it in different ways. Crowd members and fans are saying it in different ways. So eventually Josh, our beloved captain, was like, let me wink out my little whip and put you guys to shape. Let's narrow this down, figure it out. Let's make sure we're on the same page with this. And that's where A.I.T.A. was finalized.
I like the is it an acronym? So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. It's like a little secret meeting.
Like officially not.
Not officially not, right, but it's still fun, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are a fun group, so it all makes sense. It all ties together. But how did you guys find me? I know I think it was Josh who reached out to me.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I found you a while back and I was just kind of keeping up with you. And I was like, man, like, would love to get with you, like, reach out, see if we can make something work out, because just was liking all the music that you're representing, the people that you're talking to, the interviews were great. Like, it was just like,
Conversations were good.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? Like, we got some new stuff coming out. I think it might be a cool fit. So yeah, it was a shot in the dark, and I was like, let's go, man.
Yeah, I'm thrilled you did, because I always like when people, obviously this is very much a passion project for me, right? I've been doing it for 5.5 years. I don't make money doing this. It's I generally just want to get people exposed to, new music. And it's even better when someone reaches out and their music is also awesome. And I love your stuff. So I mean, it was perfect.
Well, that's
Thank
us.
you,
I
man.
was really nervous where you were gonna go with that, and awesome.
Your shit sucks.
And I
Interview's
just
over.
wanted to come on here and trash you guys.
Welcome to the show. You guys, terrible.
That would be actually a really fun podcast. I'm not gonna lie. People just getting roasted.
That would be fun.
Breaking
You
people's
suck.
souls.
You
Yeah.
can't
Passion
sing.
project number 2.
Yeah, you can't sing. You can't play guitar. Funny thing about me is I would never know. I cannot perform music. I could not write music. So that part of me is pretty. When you're hosting a music podcast or an entertainment podcast and you have no ability to kind of understand it, it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take a musician to appreciate music. It doesn't take an artist to appreciate art. It doesn't take,
Right.
a writer to appreciate good reading. A good book. So it doesn't mean anything. It means that you appreciate music. That's all that means. And
Yeah.
like sommelier, like somebody who tastes great wine and can differentiate all these things. They probably can't make wine to save their soul.
Sure.
But like they understand good wine when they taste it. So, that I don't think that making music has anything to do with appreciating music
Good music.
necessarily.
Sure. I like to think I have a good ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think so.
That's good.
Yeah.
I will say having a good ear is the beginning to being a good musician. But in fact, there's a lot of musicians who have years of technical playing, but they don't have the ear. They can recreate or imitate, but having the ability to write or think something new or I don't know, appreciate a really interesting run or something, whether it be vocal or on a guitar or whatever, or a fill on the drums, and the cool thing about ear, like the skill of the ear is that it grows. It's like the more you pay attention, the more your appreciation for it. Like as a singer, like literally ear training is an actual exercise and I have to practice that. And the more I practice it, the more and I thought I had a good ear already and it just keeps growing and it's like wow, that's really cool. So to your point, it's never too late. And if you really wanted to, you could pick up an instrument.
No,
Or maybe start singing.
No.
And I'll give you some vocal lessons.
No. See, a lot of people tell me that it's like, and I will die on this hill.
That's fine.
It's over for me. It's over. This is my way of weaseling into music. Yeah, I mean, I'm old. I have 2 children, a wife, a full-time job, and I do this
Same.
in the evening.
All of those, same. A wife, a dog, full-time job. I'm old. What else? I don't have 2 children, but I have 3 furry babies. So not the same.
They're not easy. They're
the
not
same.
easy either. I got a puppy 2 years ago, and I almost said that was almost worse than a child.
What everyone says.
It really was, especially potty training. It was just like,
Yeah.
it was just terrible. It was like your child will, pee and poop in a diaper, and people are like, "Oh, you can put a diaper on a dog." I'm like, I am not doing that. It's not going to happen. I'm not
At
putting a
some
diaper on a
point,
dog.
the child is going to learn to do it on their own
Yeah.
or be taught to. The dog sometimes.
It was a rough few months, and I didn't really want a dog. I won't get into that, but
Mhm.
yeah. Not that I don't like dogs. I just didn't.
I
want
hear
one.
you. I hear you. No, it humbles you. Same thing. I don't want a dog either, but my
That's for sure.
partner wanted a dog and I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news and keep them from their happiness. But then it's
Yes.
like, what about my happiness?
Thank you.
I'm the one waking up walking the dog at 6 a.m. I went to sleep at 3 a.m. from last night's gig. What about me?
Yeah. My wife, we talked about this. I'm like, we really didn't talk about it. Like, you scheduled an appointment to go see this dog, and like, I didn't want you to let you down. We surprised our kids. We surprised our kids with it. I was like, I didn't want to let them down. Like, you didn't stand a chance. You didn't stand a chance.
Dad of the year right there.
Yeah.
I hope that, one day when they're older, we did just get back from Disney. I think I told you that in a message online.
Yeah.
And, I'm hoping that one day they'll look back and be, wow, like my parents couldn't afford that and they still did it anyways.
Yeah.
Foolish.
Well, it's what done.
Right. That's
In this economy, gee.
Yeah, right. Oh,
No, that's awesome. How was your trip though? Real
it
quick.
was amazing. I had a great time. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I enjoy the trip. Spending time with my family is one of my favorite things to do. Seeing my kids happy, seeing my wife happy, one of my favorite things in the world.
and
It's great, but it's like, okay, now how do we pay for it after the fact?
I hear
So,
you, man. Well, I'm
and
glad it was a good time.
yeah, they're so good at taking your money too. They make it so easy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's not real. The money's not really. Just scan a band and on your way.
Yeah.
Forget that you buy 2 drinks and it's $40. Like, I got a beer and a small margarita for my wife. Like, how does this $40? Like, it just
Right.
makes no sense. But
Yeah.
in the moment,
Yep.
we as a family play Yahtzee a lot. And they had like a Yahtzee set, and they had 4 different cylinders for the dice, and each one was a different park, like Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and I forget the fourth one. But day one, it was like $50. I'm like, there's no way we're spending $50 on this. By day
Right.
7, I'm like, we got to get that. We're taking that home. The Disney magic got me. You know,
So do you use the cup, like the cup shakers? Because those are obnoxious.
they are. So in the
Like I
past,
remember when I was a kid, my parents would just like scream at me, like,
yes.
"No, put that down."
Prior to this new set, no, we did not use the cups. But now that there's like there's 4 of them, right? Each has their own dice. Yeah, each one has their own dice. So yes, we use them. I don't know how long we use it for. It will get annoying, but for now, yeah, the Disney magic is still with us. So
you're walking around their house, like on the outside of the
Just
house,
shaking it.
the whole house is just the
someone
whole
turn that off.
family night.
But yeah, so but yeah, great trip. And I heard that we had to postpone this episode because someone went to see someone they like a lot.
Yeah, actually, I'm wearing your hoodie.
Uh-huh.
I'm wearing your hoodie. Yes, I saw Haley Williams, my beloved. I am unfortunately obsessed. I try not to be a fangirl, but I'm actually not, except for Haley Williams. As far as, I guess I have to explain that because I learned how real fangirls can be after being in a conference this weekend and being like in a music conference and learning, oh, fangirls can be really like really intense, like following every pulse of every email, of every newsletter, of every fan mail. And thankfully, that is not, I've never breached those depths with Haley Williams, but she has definitely saved my life a few times and kept me company in my darkest of times. She's grown up with me, her music, her values, the way she has managed the music industry. Yeah, I feel like I've grown alongside her shadow, and I've been very privileged to have such a bright shadow to follow. I feel like there's a lot of people that I could have chosen to be influenced by, and I really, really love her and everything she stands for. So yeah, I got to see her on her solo tour for the the new tour. Actually, she just announced she's doing another tour called the Haley Williams Show. I don't know if you guys saw that as of
Yeah.
yesterday. She's doing Brazil. Josh, did you see that first show?
I know. We're opening for her.
Yeah, fangirls can get pretty intense. I mean, Josh has a restraining order because Travis Barker took one out on him. So
Yeah.
So this is amazing. This is
Joke.
truly amazing because 2 things. I want to share a story that's similar to yours and Haley Williams, but also real quick. I mean, I was going to ask you, one of my questions was, are some of your influences, Haley Williams, Paramore, and Blink-182? Because there's a lot of music that you
Oh.
guys have that I'm like for
Is it
instance,
that obvious? Is it that obvious?
oh dude, I mean, for instance, No Hard Feelings, that intro, that's a Blink song. I think I thought I wrote it down, which one I thought it was like very similar to, but I didn't. It may have been, shoot. This is where I think my ear comes in.
I'm very
So-
curious on which one you're gonna say.
It's off
I'm
the
trying to place it too.
Take Off Your Pants and Jacket album. I want to say First Date.
Yep. But it is a very similar
Yeah.
to the drum beat, but the phaser almost gives it the like feeling this off of the
Mhm.
Untitled album.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, like I grew up on Blink, not Fat Lip, Sum 41, Taking Back Sunday, like that whole era of music. And the drummers then were, kind of revolutionizing, especially Travis with, you got guitar riffs, you got vocal melodies, but Travis himself is creating a drum riff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where it's not just the beat, you've created now something in the song that people are paying attention to instead of it just being the backbone.
Right.
So I took that to heart my whole life, and I learned from it, and it's definitely influenced me 100%. And I that really is just such an honor to hear that you thought it sounded like that, because it's what I've worked hard to be, is push myself. I've seen drummers like him, and drummers from Yellow Card and Savison and all the great drummers back then. And that's something that I try to do is just try to make it different. I don't want it to be the same.
Yeah. Beyond Summer has hints of, I think it's Roller Coaster, just like little hints.
That's one of my favorite songs. That's great.
That album, man, that album came out, I think like right after I graduated high school. So that'll kind of give you an idea how old I am. But
Gosh.
music, and I always say this too, is like music has such a powerful emotional connection that it creates. I have this ability, and it's very useless, but I can almost tell you if I have to own the album, right? And it has to be within like a certain like 15, 20 years. But I can tell you when the album came out, like the year, down to the month, sometimes down to the week, sometimes down to the exact day of the release. Because back then, I mean, release dates for music was like something special. Like you waited for it,
100%.
like,
I feel like you and Justin are very similar on that aspect.
I there's very few albums I remember the exact day that it's released, but yeah, I can usually get in within a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say within the month at the very least.
Within the month, yeah.
Yeah, and you attach it to moments of your life, and like it was easier to do back then when you have these big moments, like you graduate high school, a girl that you dated, a group of friends that you had in college or whatever it might be, when you met your husband or wife, or just all these things that like you can tie it to. I love that part about music, and how you can really do that.
For me, it's like just like remembering driving to the record store to get this record we're excited about, or this album we're excited about. I lived 30 minutes from Omaha, Nebraska, and so it was like to go to buy a record, you had to go drive 30 minutes. So you'd pile in the car with as many friends as you could fit and drive to the record store, and like one person would buy that album and somebody would buy a different album so you could swap and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely creates a memory. It's like almost like a sense memory, if you will.
Mm-hmm. That's what I hate about the way music is released now. I have a love-hate relationship with it, really. I like being able to get what I feel like is music from my favorite artist more often, as opposed to waiting every 2 years. But I mean, I was just thinking the other day, like the Foo Fighters put out a new record last Friday, and I don't think I heard peep about it.
This is the new, like the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, but back in the day, like in a different timeline too. Like obviously, music now is it's so oversaturated because people can create music in their homes, upload it to Spotify. It's out there. It's we're so inundated with so much stuff, whether it's news, music, you name it. We just kind of lost that a bit,
Yep. Yeah, a lot of us in the band are, if not all of us, are big lovers of like the album. You know what I mean? Like what an album did to you is exactly what you were speaking on. Like, nowadays, and we're doing it too. We're releasing singles throughout the next couple months and have been all year. And that's because of the culture change. We understand, like, and we have about 400 fucking ideas that we're trying to like really sort through and get out. But we're all, if it in the perfect world, we would write a masterful album, take, several months to a year to get it done, put everything behind it and release it out. But, it's like the romantics of that is not there anymore for people.
It
Yeah, it's like
stinks.
the production of a whole, even just a stage performance, right? Like alongside with an album release, I mean, even the lyrics sheet that came out with the CD and stuff like that, or an album, all of that art that goes with creating a theme, or uh, it creates a time capsule for where that artist is in their life. What are their thoughts? What are they going through? And it becomes that for them. It becomes a little representation of that growth during that timeline. And then that's kind of lost. Now, I mean, everything is exponentially faster, like by definition, right? And I think that that's exactly what's happening with all these single releases, is just instead of capturing 2 years of an artist's experience, now that's a month worth of music and experience for an artist now, and it's captured in one song that got released in that month. And it sucks because I feel like it means you really, unless this is a thought that or something that you've been really just processing over time, it's almost like you can't go so super deep into anything because everything's moving so fast. And it's like some things, usually when you look at really really good moving albums, took years and like so much trauma to overcome, and so many years of like growing and processing to actually connect these deeper thoughts and be able to translate them into really, these really complex experiences, ideas, and emotions into these beautiful pieces. And so I think that even with the speed of songs as they are, that's at least something I strive for as a person involved in music is, and I think that we as a band really are trying to, is how do we keep up with that speed and still write things that are profound and thoughtful and thought provoking and that are moving and compelling. And so that to me is the modern challenge. And I think what distinguishes the better artists from the oversaturated that you're saying, of all this music that becomes so fast and popular and literally just like commercialized, trying to grab attention. How can we do something that's going to catch attention and also hold and retain attention and become memorable for hopefully a long period of time?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one thing that's good about these, like, new singles, every 6 weeks or whatever it might be now. If you put out one that people may not like or gravitate to, there's a new one coming in 6 weeks later. You can retain it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We've never thought about it that way, actually. Like, oh shit, people, we can actually release things that people might not like.
It might happen. Remember back in the
Yeah.
day, you'd buy an album and like there'd be one good song on it, the rest of it was junk. It was the worst.
Yep.
The worst.
Yes.
They
Die
can't all
trying.
they can't all be Pearl Jam 10 albums,
All Karen Carpenter geniuses works of arts for sure.
Yeah.
But see, on the contrary to that, though, you would buy that album and it's almost like you would give those bad songs more love because you're like, I'm stuck with it now. And
Yeah.
I'm going to love this album no matter what, damn it.
I'm gonna listen to it 5 times at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to like this so much. I'm gonna listen to it on repeat.
Yeah. Yeah. But can I share a story about my Haley Williams?
Wait, I was gonna follow up.
So I'm a huge fan of Pete Yorn. You ever hear of him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, okay. He's not a huge name, but he's one of those guys. A girl I was dating in college. We were driving around in her car, and she's like, "Oh man, the new Pete Yorn album came out today." This was his second album, "Day I Forgot." And we went to the record store, bought it. She put it in, and I'm like, "Oh, this is really good." That relationship didn't last very long.
The music
for what? Yes. So, but then I got into his first record, Music for the Morning After, and then I was just like all in, and that was 2003. I think it's somewhere here. I have a big poster, like a vinyl poster that I got from a different girl that I dated months later that worked in a record store. She stole it for me. I have that, but I just followed him for years and years and years. And then obviously the social media and stuff came out, and you had more access to your favorite artists, and you kind of found out more about them. And I've just been following ever since.
Hmm.
Turns out one of my friends is neighbors with his uncle.
Oh gosh, here we
Now,
go.
I've,
No, I
I've
hate you. Do I have any neighbors that are worth following?
so, but I've tried to. I reached out to him, on social media, trying to get him to, entertain coming on the show. He was all for it, but he's like, I got to reach out to my management, yada yada yada. So I
And
did
the
that.
fact
And
he
I think
replied is pretty badass.
that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Reached out to management, never went anywhere, whatever. So then I just found this out, maybe a year and a half ago, that a friend of mine lives next to his uncle, and they're very friendly. He's 80, is he 85? I think he's 85. And so they're like, yo, why don't you come over our house so we can introduce you to his uncle? So I went over to his house. This is probably a month or two ago. I went over to his uncle's house and just talked to his uncle for about an hour or so. And
Dude.
I told him, I'm like, so what's funny is like, he's telling me stories about Pete. And I'm like, I'm telling him stories about Pete that like, I'm like, when I'm speaking, I'm like, I probably shouldn't know all this. He's like, yeah, I just got back from Japan. I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And I'm like, oh yeah, his dad passed away. That was your brother. And like, I know all this stuff. And I'm like, as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, this is probably
Creepy.
seems real creepy. This
Yeah,
probably
fan
sounds
girl.
real creepy. Yeah.
Fan dude. Glad to know it's
Uh,
not just girls.
yeah. Yeah. So I told him, I was like, I'm actually going to see him in Philadelphia in June 6th.
Oh, I was gonna
And
say, isn't he on tour? I thought it was sure it's in Philadelphia, isn't it in like DC, June 6th? Anyway,
I really
yeah,
hope it's
he's doing DC. I saw like I think Alexandria, Virginia or something, but he's in the area. Yeah, Philly. But you're right. Okay, that
yeah,
lines up. We're on the same page.
June 6th is
Okay,
the date in Philly. I think he's that area for a few days at least.
that's cool.
But I told him, I was like, yeah, we're going to see him, and he's like, oh, I should go to that show too. I'm like, oh, but we're going to be there, and I'm leaving, and I got a good feeling about you. Give me your number and your name, and I'll call Pete when we're done here. And he called me a couple of days later, and he goes, hey, we're going to that show in Philly. Um, it's a shame you already bought tickets because we could have got them for you. I'm like, I have no problem, paying
Get
to
my
support
money.
the
Yeah.
artist. But he's like, yeah, well, we're gonna go hang out with Pete backstage and this, that, the other thing. I'm like, that would be amazing. But I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Um, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, I
And I
am
could-
Sick.
so jealous of you. I'm gonna start asking all my neighbors, do you have like granddaughter?
well, I said to my wife, I'm like, I really hope that this guy can relay this scenario in a positive light to Pete, because if he doesn't, Pete could be like, to his management, hey, if you see this guy try and get in this show, make
Get him
sure
in.
he doesn't come in. Like,
Got it.
here's his picture. Do not let him in. He has stalked me. He went as far as meeting my uncle. Do not let him in the show. I don't trust him.
That's
Don't know my family
hilarious.
members. He's
So, yeah.
left flowers there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's yeah, we'll see what happens. I might get there and there might be my face on the door saying, who knows? We'll see.
That's great.
We don't have to go too into it if you don't want to, but I'm curious, like, what he invoked in you that, because I think, listen, there's when we talk about the sensation of being a fan, where there are so many ways of experiencing that. There's very extreme cases, and not every fan who is really committed or really dedicated to an artist automatically means that they are committed to the artist for the right reasons, right? Like, and I mean, right reasons, right? Subjective question mark. What does that even mean? But I'm like, I have my understanding and interpretation of what like I think, right? Like real pure fandom. Like if I, as an artist, what I would hope to be able to, recreate for others, versus like, oh, let's get fucked up and wasted with these songs and that's it. Like, I would hope there's a little bit more depthness in that experience, but I know that that's not going to be the case for everybody. So I'm curious for you, like, not as a judgment thing. I have a feeling like, based on what we've already talked, that you're on the side of fandom that I admire and respect and hope for.
Yeah, it's not really deep. It's not like I've heard his lyrics and I was
literally
like,
just had to get fucked up and wasted.
no, it wasn't like I was like, oh, these lyrics are profound and like he speaks to me. It
Yeah.
really musically, I just really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
From a standpoint of how I found him, again, it was a girl I was seeing, and then that summer, it was 2003, was almost a summer that kind of, I don't want to say changed my life, but I just had this group of friends that we're still friends this day. We're going, the 5 or 6 of us are going on a trip in June, the week after I go see Pete. That summer for me was just like, it was like almost like a defining time in my life. Like I met my best friends, like those guys were in my wedding, I was in their wedding. So I just have this like, just this place, like this placeholder. And there's been 2 of his albums came out around times where I was going on trips with friends or with family that I would wait. Like if it came out on a Friday, and I was leaving on Saturday, I wouldn't listen to it until I was in the car driving on that trip to that vacation. Or if it came out on Friday and I wasn't leaving till the following week, I would wait till I was going on that trip because I wanted to kind of have that tie. Because I think people have also said to me like, I know why you like Pete Yorn so much. I said, why is that? And they're like, because you guys are very similar in your demeanor and kind of how you present yourself, like not physically, but just kind of whatever it might be. I don't see that, but yeah, again, it's nothing deep. There's nothing like, oh man, like this song, like spoke to me.
It
But
seems like he's the soundtrack of your life.
he really is. Yeah,
better parts of your life. I think that's a pretty darn big deal.
yeah.
Right?
So that's why I said his uncle.
Yeah.
That's why I said his uncle too. It's like it's just been the soundtrack of my life. It's like my best friends. Like my wife and I have gone to see him perform a ton of times. She took me to Baltimore actually for my birthday in 2014. I remember when I met him at a show in 2010. After he performed, I got to meet him, and the most words I can come up with were, "Thanks for playing here." And I left there, and I'm like, "Thanks for playing here." What the hell was that?
It's like when the cashier's like, "Have a good day," and you're like, "You too," or
Yeah.
or you're at the movie theater and they're like, "Enjoy the movie."
Yeah.
You're like, "You too."
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just
Dude, I'm genuinely laughing so hard because when I left the Hayley Williams concert, I literally started sobbing. I was like in the car, I'm like, she deserves so much love, but she doesn't get what she deserves, guys. I've been following this woman for 32 years and she does not nearly get the love she deserves. I absolutely understand what you're saying. If I ever met Hayley Williams, I would probably be like,
yeah.
passes out.
Yeah. I'm hoping if I do get to meet him again, I'm a little more prepared in that I'm fortunate, like I'm friends with the guys in Breaking Benjamin. And that happened after that moment that I thanked him for playing there. So I like to think that I have a little more, I'll be less starstruck, I guess you could say. But yeah, we'll see.
Hey, you met us and you were fine. Like
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there are some days when I talk to like Eli that I'm just like, I don't know what to say to you.
I don't think he said a word yet.
He's a quiet dude.
He's probably, I don't know why I showed up.
We told him he's in timeout. He's not allowed to talk this one.
No. He actually is mute. He only plays guitar. He actually does. That's the only way he communicates.
No, when Eli finally speaks up, it'll be something profound. We were hanging out this last week, and I don't know, out of nowhere, we're having this like some deep conversation with somebody about like hating spending money and like having to buy things, and Eli just looks at him and goes, "We live in a society."
Oh my God!
I was just like, "Oh hell yeah!" That's deep as hell, brother. I just looked at her. I went, I like that, and I wrote it down. I sent it to the band. I was like,
It's like that movie Waiting, when that kid doesn't speak the whole time until the very end.
Yeah.
Roasts everybody.
we
That's why
live in a
Eli's here.
society. It's just
Great
stuck in my head.
movie, also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at Bennigan's, and I think that was kind of a rip on Bennigan's to a degree.
Yeah.
Seemed like it. Yep.
I got drunk at a party one time, and I pulled out my ball sack and did the whole Batwing thing.
The goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's great.
Great movie. But yeah, Eli's gonna roast all of us at the end of this. He's like, you know, Popko, you shouldn't have a podcast. You can't talk. Like all this stuff. Oh, man. But I feel like we've talked about everything but the band right now. So yeah, I want to talk to you guys. I think you're fairly new, right? Is it kind of like what 2023 is kind of when you guys got together?
It's 20. I feel like 2020. At least in my math, I don't count 2023 because 2023 we weren't A.I.T.A. Like
Right.
we weren't even us for a lineup. That didn't happen until officially 2024. So 2023 September actually 13, and I will always remember this because my birthday's the 14th, so this was 11:30 p.m. September 13th. I was about to turn 30 and I was having existential crisis. I was like, God damn, I'm officially old. I will need Botox and wrinkles are coming out. And I never had the band of my dreams. I've never had a band, period. I, never got to be the lead singer and rock and roll musician that I always dreamt of. And I have to mourn that and put that away. And I just so happened to be doom scrolling on our beloved Instagram. And I run into Josh doing a cover of Paramore's Let the Flame Begins. And I'm like, listen, my ear, when it comes to drums at the time, was not very developed. I could really enjoy drums, but like, I couldn't tell you, like, I still to this day, I'm like, Josh, what do you call this? What do you call that? What is this? What do you need me to put this? Then like, but I could tell from him covering that song because I knew that the drummer from Paramore was recognized as a better drummer, that he was a talented drummer. And I can't remember if I reached out being like, dude, I love this song, hell of a good job. And then we started like shooting the shit, and eventually it's like, you want to start a band? And Josh was like, I've actually been trying to start one for the last 3 months. And then it was like, what do you play? And I was like, I don't really play. I pretend to sing in the shower. And then it turned into Josh, and please tell me if I'm paraphrasing or remembering anything wrong. But then after that, it was like, us actively looking to finalize a lineup. And it took about maybe 6 more months or more than that to get what we have now. And even more than that to actually get the name A.I.T.A. So 2023, yes. But in terms of us as a concept and what truly feels like this identity, that didn't get formed until significantly later. So yes, to your point, we are pretty new.
Yeah.
Too long didn't read. Yeah, 2 years.
So Patri and I would we hang out like once or twice previous to that like interaction online. We were friends through a mutual friend. We hung out. We knew that we loved each other. We were just like, our energy levels were the exact same. So when she hit me up, I was like, hold the fuck up. And then my wife was like, she's a phenomenal singer. I follow her on Instagram. She'll like, put something up every once in a while. Like she was like, you guys should definitely do this. So yeah, then, fast forward to, Eli joins up and he's like, yeah, I've been playing guitar for like 3 days. Like, I think I can do this. And then all of a sudden he becomes like a guitar legend. That's like almost a true story.
Literally,
Too.
not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Eli, how long were you playing before you came over that day?
I played in high school. I took like a guitar class in high school, and they had like the student grade, like classical, nylon string, like high school guitars. And then I kind of like, could play some chords and like mess around and like I got on Bandmix. Are you familiar with Bandmix? It's like Tinder for people looking to find a band.
Okay.
And like, I guess you guys swiped right on me
We
and
sure
whatever
did.
like
Yes,
profile I
swipe on
had, had on
absolutely
Bandmix.
right,
Um,
Super like, I'd swipe up.
bro. Super like.
I remember the before like I went over, right? Because like all I had was your emails, right? I like Googled the house, the address that I was gonna go to, and on Google Maps, it's like abandoned. It's not anymore. Like Patrick's house is really nice, but I'm like, oh my
Bring
God,
it
like
up.
they're gonna steal my kidneys. Like this is it. You know, and you guys also had me learn decode. That was gonna be our like see if the band jives, like figure out a song. And like I remember being like, yo, I played every day, like so hard. I was like, I gotta figure this out. This shit is so hard.
And then you get to my house and it's like we were like, okay, awkwardly just plug in everybody and okay, let's go through the song, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we finish the song and everybody's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
actual song. And then we
Yep.
literally sat down and we passed each other the little yoga block that I had, and that was the
Yeah.
talking stick. And we talked about how committed we were or weren't. Bro, that's funny. That's so funny. I forgot about that fully. My house on Google Maps was literally with wood, like the windows boarded up with graffiti because it was before the house got redone. And I actively didn't want to update the Google photo precisely to keep people away. But God, it's a good thing you were a brave man, Eli. It really is.
Yeah, I think I texted some people. I was like, I'm going over, I'm doing the thing. Like I'm going to meet these people. Like if I don't respond in 2 hours,
The morale of the story, sometimes you have to take a risk and show up to the weirdest, craziest location. Might change forever.
And then Justin was not there for that night that Eli came on, and we went through a round of a couple people leaving for their own reasons with commitment, which they were our buddies, and we were like, it's fine. Like we know we're trying to start a band, and we're gonna take it all the way. So if
At
you can't
30,
do
when
it,
people
then
have kids and wives and
yeah, so we totally understand. We're all, we're in our 30s and 40s, and we get it. But then we brought, Justin, was it Bandmix also, or is it something
It
different?
was. So Bandmix has like the paid subscription, and I was like, I ain't paying to message these guys. Like, so I ended up looking Josh up on Instagram and just being like, hey, saw you on Bandmix that you're looking for a drummer or a bassist. What's up? Let's do this. And he was like, yeah, we're doing tryouts on this day. Come on over. And I think we had like probably a good week's worth of messages where we were just like throwing name band like literally like I would just message Josh, be like, what do you think of Taking Back Sunday? And he'd be like, fucking sick, Blink 182. And I'd be like, fucking sick, just like back and forth, just dropping band names at each other, like Finch, and we'd be like, yeah, Finch. Just stupid. And I came over and did the like at the time we had the band had one song recorded and like dropped, and so like I learned the hell out of that song. To my wife to this day gets frustrated when she hears it because she's heard me play it so much. uh but yeah, I learned that song, and I like got down there and we played through the song, and we played through another song that Eli had been working on with the band, and I was like, yo, I really like these dudes. Like, and then we sat down and had the conversation of like, how committed are you willing to be? And I was like, let's do it. It was just like, yo, I'll go as far as we can go. Like if we become the world's next Van Halen, I'm cool with that. Like I don't care. Let's go. Let's try it.
the question was if tomorrow somebody gave you an offer and we had to go on an international world tour, would you go? And he said yes. And Eli said yes. Josh said yes. And I said yes. And ta-da! And we've been working for that international tour ever since.
The the format of this band, don't think I've heard a story like that before.
Yep.
That alone, I think, means this could be something pretty special.
Yeah. We feel it. We feel it every day too. And like as much as we're doing musically and as much as you know, we want to play in front of, it doesn't matter if it's one person or 5,000 people. The like behind the scenes things that we all do individually together is such an achievement and something to be proud of, like all on its own, because as you know, like the grind of having to keep up with social media content, on top of that, writing new material, and then like the organization of booking and talking to all the bands in state, out of state. The list goes on and on. I think all of us on here knows what's going on, but for everyone listening, it's like what you see when you're watching this or you're watching one of our videos playing music is like there's so much work that goes into it, and there's so much communication that happens, and there's so much organization. We've got to find the days off to be able to do this when we all have our families at home, our work schedule. We got to squeeze in 3 hours to do this 2 or 3 times a week. So it's such an achievement. It's such a proud thing to see, because it's the business aspect behind it, and then the passion that we get to do because of it, all just like stirred in a pot together. It's really awesome.
I think it's important to say we are very much in-house, independent, poor kids that don't come from a trust fund. Like we are hustling to make this work every day, every minute. It's bananas. And I maybe on the sensitive side, the fact that we get to witness it's not very different. I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times before, but like it's not very different from being married. I'm married as a gay woman to 3 dudes, in addition to my fiance, and managing, all of us and all these individual relationships, but then the dynamic as a family, and I'm honored to see these dudes grow up and experience life. I mean, I think that that's truly, no matter where this goes, when I'm old, if I have the blessing to live that old and I have hopefully family members that give a shit about me at that time, hopefully younger, I can tell them like that was probably one of the best parts of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We talk about the grind, and you talk about, it's so different. You don't just pick up instruments and play. There's so much behind it, and that takes away, not away, but so much time, right? Being a band probably has to be harder than ever. Navigating all, like you said, the relationships and family and all this other kind of stuff, and then social media. Like that's like, I hate doing social media. I'm not good at it. I should probably spend more time on it, but me dancing on TikTok, although that's not the main thing anymore, but just even like being creative, it's not something I'm good at.
Yeah, we all feel the similar way about that. It's at least for Justin and I, we got to experience being in a band 15 years ago, where you would just walk around with CDs in your backpack and try to sell them or try to promote the hell out of yourself with a flyer and try to get people to come out show. And it was a different era then. Now it is, like you said earlier, everybody can upload instantly. Everything is readily available at your fingertips. So you're competing against, a multitude of many, many more people than it was back then, at least to your fingertips, to what people can see. And now everybody's attention span is just, let me see the next, let me see the next, let me see the next, instead of like, I'm just going to go out to the show and see if they're any good. Like it used to be, it's now right there on the screen. So yeah, it's interesting, but we're we're pulling through it,
We're
and
masochists.
yeah.
And I mean, you guys have a decent following on socials, and even the monthly listeners on Spotify and things like that. What have you been able to do that kind of has helped grow over a short period of time?
I linked
So
a nude photo and really.
Whatever
it's
works, right?
like
Whatever
we
works.
study. Eli, as quiet as he is a studier, man. It's nuts. The dude will sit there and research. You give him something, he'll research it for hours. It's absolutely insane. Drives me crazy. But like we research, we figure out like, okay, so what do we need to do to get more followers on Instagram? And is that the goal even, right? Because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, well, we want more followers on Instagram, but for what?
Mhm.
Or like we want to increase our monthly listeners. Well, how do we do that? Well, you do that by releasing a new single every so often. As soon as you see the dip and the drop, that's when you release a new single. It's all like algorithmic BS. But in 2026, you have to feed into it.
If you
So
want to succeed in any way, because to your point,
right.
cut through unfortunate. In fact, it's like what we were talking about this weekend, Justin. Like 10 years ago, you just had to meet the right person, and access to that person was actually somewhat available. In terms of, because so many people were invested in the music industry, there was some channels that were established for getting access to these people who made decisions and opened doors for you. Now those people don't exist or those channels are not as formal, because everybody can do that from just swiping on TikTok or Instagram. So like, in order to get through to these people, you have to find a way to get through all of the noise. And online, that's virtually impossible. And the only way is to learn how the algorithm works and how to use it as a tool in your favor. And even then, it's not enough. Even then, it's not enough to succeed and be sustainable. So we are at this point where, who knows? Like, we have good momentum, we have good numbers now, but it's not going to be enough. There's plenty of musicians, plenty of people online where they have millions of views and followers. It doesn't translate to, if you put on a show, they'll show up, or
Mhm.
that they're actually listening to your songs. So to Justin's point of like, what is the priority and why? And the point isn't social media. The point is the music. The thing is, the social media is a billboard that we have access to for free that can push people to the music. So that's the goal, is how do we get listeners? And more importantly, in a world post pandemic, right? Like, how do we get people to get dressed,
Out of the house, yeah.
drive, and pay for parking, and you know what I mean, wait in a line and pay money that we don't have to listen to a rinky dink band that they don't have any guarantee how they're going to perform live. Um, but at least we're not Live Nation or Ticketmaster where you're going to spend $300 for that risk. So
Well, I will say, as much as we're all openly shitting on social media and how much we hate it. Um, the one thing that to kind of also answer your question is, we engage with everyone as much as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, we're human talking to human, and they like our stuff and we're stoked on that. So we're going to be like, hell yeah, like we just made a new friend. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's a buddy who likes something that I'm doing, and I can't wait to be like, you fucking rock, dude. And that's like, that kind of instantaneous interaction is the plus side to it. We have a weird like following in like Japan and Mexico and Brazil, like out of nowhere. And that's because of social media.
Right.
And we're able to, you know, hop on Duolingo, figure out a new language, and try to try to be friends with these people real quickly. But it's that is the plus side to at least us for it, is we're very engaged with the people that like our stuff, and it's not just going to be throw it up and then let 1,000 people comment. We're not going to say anything. Like, we're gonna talk to every single goddamn person, and I think we're going to do that forever, as long as this can last, or as high as we get.
I was talking to someone recently, I forget who it was, but we were talking about obviously, AI that's, creeping into our lives and taking over in music, everything. He felt that, that, having that connection is really going to be important. Like, because people are going to be I think, fed up with that to a
Yep.
degree.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean,
I was gonna say, I really do hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the factor that is different from what's going to happen in the future with AI. Is like people are going to get sick of the automation and the fakeness of like an AI caring for you, whatever. And when you just have that genuine human interaction, it's going to be like you're going to yearn for it at that point, and it's
Yeah.
just going to be that much more important.
I mean, that's why grunge got popular in the 90s because everybody, the 80s was all about like hair metal and like this poppy, bubblegummy, like saccharine sweet thing that the 80s were all about. And then along came grunge that was just like, no, we wear flannel and play loud guitars and don't give a shit what you think.
Mhm.
So I see that also happening with like the AI like taking over music is just like I came across a band the other day, like just came on my playlist and I was listening to it. I was like, what are these lyrics? These are absolute garbage. And I looked it up and I told the band the story. I like immediately like left a voice note. I was like, this is trash. Like these lyrics are so bad. And I look it up and sure shit, it's an AI band. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, how do people connect with that? I don't think they can. I think they're just listening to it going, "Da, da, 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 da." Eventually people are going to want to connect with something of that
Ugh,
band,
and they
and
won't be.
they're not going to be able to because it's not good. They don't, there's no soul, there's no emotion, there's no passion. And so it'll be just like when grunge came along and it'll be like, oh, I refuse to like AI. Now I have to have a real band with instruments. And it might hurt like some pop artists out there who don't play instruments on stage
Have
because
body or faces.
they're not they look like AI, even though they're not. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
love some pop artists, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna hurt them.
Yeah. I hope there's like a hard reset to like the 90s, early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
I would embrace that.
Oh, me
But
too.
it's all this double-edged sword, right? Like technology has made our lives so easy. And, we're shitting on social media and the streaming services have their own issues too. But it does give you access to, or it gives people access to you that you may not have had the opportunity to be in front of, 20 years ago. So it's just this fine line about how you navigate it, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
weird.
And I think
Agreed.
it's like really beautiful that, regardless of the saturation of the market, right? That people have the tools to make music and express themselves and put yourself out there, right? You don't have to be able to like get into Abbey Road or like find a studio to record you on tape anymore. Like you just need a laptop and whatever. And that does mean there's like a lot of songs on the market, but I don't know. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think AI music sucks. Fuck that shit.
Well, the fact that they're getting all these streams and followers and like monthly listeners, that I feel is thievery.
Yeah.
I do.
But I think,
Just
yes, absolutely. And I think before AI, there was trash music that was heavily commercial that people here here we go.
Paid up.
Oh, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled. Um, Bad Bunny, like as the representation of Puerto Rico and like taking over reggaeton and the genre, like his music lyrically, for the last 20 years is no different from what Daddy Yankee and every other reggaeton artist. And now you have, people like Karol G, all these people, Maluma, all these other cultures in Central America, España, who are like, that's it, reggaeton. But Bad Bunny's doing it, it's selling, and now everyone's gonna like not do anything else. We're just gonna do reggaeton. And in the Latino Hispanic community for the last 20 years, it's been just basically reggaeton. We've mainly gotten rid of everything else, and it's just reggaeton. And so, why I'm saying that's an issue is because I'm often triggered in my own culture, being like, how is it that we have women and kids listening to this? I mean, we're talking about priests listening to this because it's such part of the culture now. But then you listen to the lyrics, and it's like, we're literally describing a rape scene right now. When you're paying $700 to go to a concert with your 3-year-old child, the place is just packed out with weed smoke, and like you can barely afford your rent, but you were able to somehow spend that money, get to that, and go see Bad Bunny. And don't get me wrong, Bad Bunny's latest album is phenomenal. His marketing's been phenomenal, and how he's contributed to the economy in the later album after all of this success is something that takes a really big person to do, to be able to hit that level of recognition and to humble yourself and learn and shift and use it to do good. That's where I respect him. And where I'm like, dude, I see you're a human and you're trying, and that's awesome. But to your point is, my concern is, how is it that for 20 years we've not just Puerto Rico, all of this culture, right? All of like Latino, Hispanic cultures like embracing this type of music. And when you ask, it's like, oh, I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics. So I think throughout the world, the majority of people are not actually paying attention to the
They're
lyrics.
not.
Heartbreaking and
True.
disappointing because lyrics are everything to me. I mean, they're not everything. I think it's a combination of the marriage of, that's the fun, right? Is how do you come up with really cool lyrics and marry them to a really cool vibey sound? One without the other isn't sufficient sometimes. And so it's really disappointing, but AI isn't the exception to that, is what I'm saying.
Right.
AI is just writing that. AI is the consequence of people being like, oh, we can continue to make money out of people not paying attention, which is our whole world, ain't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like people just don't care.
Yeah.
They just, and it's like frustrating. Especially for artists, whether it's a musician or a graphic designer or painter or whatever, like
Yeah.
the amount of time and thought and everything put into it that people disregard, and they're like, "Oh, that AI image looks awesome," and it was like it's free or whatever you want to say. Like it's just people don't care, and like social media is so filled. I saw someone posted something in a community group that I'm in, looking for a landscaper. This is just earlier tonight, and people were posting their business in the comments, and they're either a logo or a flyer with list of services. Every single image was an AI generated image. The logo, the flyer, everything. And it's just like, this is dog shit. Like I understand it's easy and it's quick but there's like, I don't know. It bugs me and I get frustrated because I grew up in a time when that didn't exist, and I appreciated when you
The
opened
hustle.
up, yeah, you opened up an album and you looked at the liner notes and all the art um, inside of it. Like that was something special and like that people looked forward to. And now it's just kind of like tossed
Yeah.
aside.
And I think it's important to clarify to your point that it's not even about the hard work. Because I'm saying, like, I just said the word hustle, but I think it's worth explaining. It's not hustle in and of itself. It's not just do hard work and grind, and that's why it matters. It's, if you make a shitty song, but you put your heart into that shit, respect. Even if the song isn't a banger. Like the what makes an artist, what makes human experience is the emotion. I mean, in bottom line, that's what music should be. It's emotions in a sound. Like that's what's so cool about music. It's the closest thing to magic that I think we have as humans. When you're having a robot do that, it's the opposite of that magic. It's the opposite of humanity. It's the opposite of emotions. It's the opposite of trying to find how we connect with each other. And so it just feels like a prostitution of the whole thing, of the whole point of music, which is why it's kind of like, damn. And to whether it be music or an artist who's drawing, or I don't know, somebody who's designing something as a copywriter or as a designer at work. I don't know. Like AI is taking over everything. We're being replaced by AI, period. And it's just like, well, that's at the end of the day, I think what, as a society, to Eli's point, we're a society, we've been inching and inching more towards is the few in between people who do have all this control and power. How do we continue to build systems where humans are, completely replaceable and they're just machines? Like we're just using people for production and numbers, and the human experience is being reduced and reduced and reduced to just productivity. And if robots can do it better without complaining or protesting or sorry, I'm getting really into my tangents here. Really pop punk. Here we go. But we're society. What can I tell you?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Data centers in our area are a real big thing. There's already developers that have started, and people are trying to fight them, and they don't want them in their communities. And
Good.
I get that. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
But those same people are the ones that are when they're on social media, they're the same ones who have a AI generated profile picture. It's like, bro,
yeah, can't have your cake, bro.
you can't like it's I don't think there's any stopping it. I mean, the world, and we can kind of get off this. It's going down.
Quick.
No, but like it's all about money. It's all about money, and that's all anyone cares about. And it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just money.
But at least, hey, listen, we can be poor with good ears together.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
And we can listen to A.I.T.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
No AI. No AI was used
Yeah.
in
These
the
are all
making of
people.
our.
These are all people right here.
Unless I'm AI.
Eli may have wrote some kind of code. I don't know. He said he was very.
He has a belly button. I've seen it. He's definitely real.
Yes.
What goes on during
People in the
practice?
Matrix.
I am very real. Human music.
You guys put out a record in 2025, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that album, how it came together, and that kind of fun stuff. We got off the AI tangent.
I joined the band in March of 2024. And by, I think, the end of April, Josh was like, guys, we should record an album. And I was like, hell yeah, let's record an album. Meanwhile, we've got 4 songs completely written. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's record an album. We're all like, let's go. So we set up a call with a producer who was like, yeah, I'll record your album. It's this much money, blah, blah, blah. So we set a date in July. And so between basically April and July, we wrote the remaining 9 songs on that album.
And did our own music festival to generate funds in order to be able to pay for the album.
Wow.
Right. So like when we say we all hustle behind the scenes, we all hustle behind the scenes because there were days where like I was at work one day and I had an acoustic guitar with me and I started playing. I played a riff and sent it to the band. They were like, that's awesome. I had some time after work before practice, stopped at Guitar Center, played the riff again, sent it to the band, got to practice. We finished the song. That became Headlights. So like there is like
we finished hold on. We finished the song like instrumentally.
That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Because
we went into Punks Fest, the music festival. Literally, we were about to go on stage. I'm in the back of my truck behind the stage, like coming up with lyrics right before I go on stage for Headlights. And I literally just butchered, basically, I had the melody, but those lyrics had not been peer reviewed, like just performed. And then, ironically enough, at like 2 a.m. after we're done with the music festival, I'm driving of course, my fiance, my cousin, my roommate, all of them are passed out asleep. The poor little guys, after doing such a hardcore show, they're just zonked out sleeping in the truck after we went to the Silver Diner. And I'm basically by myself driving 2 hours back home from the festival. And that's where I finalized the lyrics. I was like, wait, I know exactly where this needs to be fixed. And that's when the lyrics got finished. But then what? That was when did we have Punks Fest that year? And then when
that was 2 weeks before we went into the studio, or a week and a half. Yeah. And then, we spent a month in Richmond, Virginia, just like not all of us together at the same time for the whole time, but popping in and out, like, oh, Patrick's here for this week, Josh is here for this week, whatever. But yeah, spent a month down there recording the album. Then we changed our name, and then we dropped the album in January. We were so stoked to get that album out too.
The worst part is we had to sit on that for a minute. We were just waiting to
Should have
release.
sat longer
Yeah.
because like the week before releasing it, everybody was telling us, no, you guys gotta release singles. You gotta do singles. You got a whole album that's 13 singles. You could be releasing one a month for 13 months. And they're not wrong. But at the same time, we felt like we really needed to just have something under our belt.
The truth
Right.
of the matter
And
is, at that point, the whole campaign, marketing, everything that we have thought about it was already. We heard this literally 3 days before the actual release of it, and we're like, well, it's too late to change paths now. But I think that first album, is truly a testament to. I mean, it's us exploring ourselves. I think even in that album, A.I.T.A isn't fully A.I.T.A yet. I think we released it very much as a showcase piece, as a kind of a portfolio to have something under our belt, to your point, Justin. And I think the album does a really good job of sort of like showcasing diversity, like all these different songs and all these different sort of takes and variations and ways to go, while still somewhat having an element that makes it us. And I don't know how to like put my thumb on that, like what makes this, but like there's some consistency that when you hear the album in it of itself, you're like, yeah, these are the same people throughout all these songs. And I will close up with this saying, and anybody else can jump in, but I think we all really thoroughly enjoyed doing an album together. To go back to the very beginning of this conversation, is like, now that we're doing singles, that's really fun, and it has its benefits, but damn, I wish we could do albums more. I wish we had the audience enough to, when, Haley Williams releases an album, it's like everybody's paying attention. But when A.I.T.A releases an album, it's a Puerto Rican.
Well, I like the way you did it because I mean, it happened. I mean, the band formed quickly, right? The first album basically came together pretty quick.
Yeah.
But then, like Josh reaches out to me, and he's not reaching out to me and saying we have a single. Like, I get to see 3 singles that are brand new of this year, and then I get to go dig into a full album that you guys have too, which, as a music lover, like I really enjoyed that because, yeah, you can say, oh yeah, we have a single, and it's like, okay, the song is, good or bad, whatever, but like now what? At least you had like that,
Can we record this? Is this recording somehow? Is
Yeah.
this going somewhere?
No, he forgot to hit record this whole time. We gotta start all the way up.
let's start over.
That's happened
You
before.
said no. Yes. Yeah, I really do hope this is being recorded.
It is.
I feel
No,
like
you're right. I think and I think it was Josh. Josh and I think probably, I won't say argued, but were probably butting heads on that because I was like, no, we should be doing more singles. We should be doing more singles. And Josh was like, bro, we got to get this freaking album out, dude. Let's go. Right. Am I right, Josh? It was similar to that.
Yeah. Sounds like a conversation we have definitely had.
Sounds like a Justin Josh conversation. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, because now, like you said, we're like, hey, we've got a new single coming out. And people could be like, okay, I'll check that out if I like your previous work.
Right.
I mean,
and we have a whole body of work for people to look at.
Yeah, it's cool to have a little bit of a discography, to give us a little beef behind us. And, that album is something definitely to be proud of. Patri left. She had a job where she would have to leave for a couple weeks at a time previously, and every time she would come back we would have like 5 new songs for her to figure out. And that's how the album came together so quickly, because we were just like, all right, let's bang out these instrumentals. Patri will come back, she'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's how you get an album done, folks. That's it.
I do want to talk about Beyond Summer though.
I do too.
Because that song, performed the best numbers wise out of the album. Like, definitely one of my personal favorites. It's beautiful. But going into the studio. Patri, do you wanna elaborate on?
No, please, we need to make sure that you're not a robot. Please talk.
um, let's see. It's pretty up here. Was that the working
Yeah.
title when we went?
I came up
And
with a riff, and Patri's in Costa Rica and came up with a melody.
yeah, and that's
Lyrics.
where
There
we
were
were at.
lyrics, Justin. I fully
Yeah,
for
the lyrics fully. I'm putting my backpack on.
shut
And
up. We're not saying that out loud.
Josh
The only
recorded the
people who are allowed
drums,
to say
right?
that is Josh and I, okay?
Josh, you did the drums for It's Pretty Up Here.
Yeah, so we recorded everything for It's Pretty Up Here except for vocals. Eli finishes guitar, and as we're like rapping for the day, being like, okay, we just got to put the vocals on here. Like there was like that itch, like there's got to be more of this, huh? And I don't know what I said to you, but I was like, Eli, do you have any kind of lead you can throw on this? And
Yeah.
he just goes back, plugs back in, and he plays the riff that is now Beyond Summer, which
Yeah.
then changed like the whole song essentially got erased. Like we couldn't re-record drums, so we like had to utilize he just took my drums out of a box and was like, all right, let's figure out how it's gonna work now. And then Patri had to write lyrics in a matter of like 5 hours to go in the next day to record. It was a wild experience.
So I was in that studio experience. I was 3 weeks in Virginia. So the only band member who stayed the entire 3 weeks was myself, because with vocals and being the first time I ever did any recording, I wasn't sure how the process was gonna go. And I didn't want the producer to be like, okay, here we go. We need some vocals now. And me being like, sorry, like I'm 4 hours away. So we were so lucky that Josh's cousin lived in the area and we were able to stay there.
Shout out Jody.
Jody!
Jody, shout out to Jody. God
She
bless.
just had her baby.
Oh, Jody
Yeah.
and Giles had a
What?
baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Jody. Giles, love you
Jody,
guys.
congrats. I had no idea because your cousin sucks and he didn't say nothing. No photos. Anywho, so when I was down there, that was the one. I was still working. I was working remotely, but I was working like every single day. And that was the one day that I decided, okay, instead of going into the studio, I'm going to focus. I have several meetings, so I'll come to the studio like later in the day. So this whole facelift for Beyond Summer happens while I'm in meetings. And I come back at my scheduled hour to just like, hey guys, how you doing? I finished with work. Like, and they're like, oh, yeah, Pretty Up Here is done. Come check it out. And they literally all, God, I hate you guys. They literally all just watch me walk in and they're like, okay, listen. They hit the song. And my entire face is like, for like the entire 3 minutes of the song last, I'm like very confused. And I'm like, so the song finishes and they're all like, waiting for my reaction. I'm like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. This sounds lovely. This is a completely different song. And they're all like, yes, now you need to write new lyrics by tomorrow morning. And so luckily I can't take credits for the lyrics of Beyond Summer because it was Josh and I started with it the night before. And I had a few areas that I was still struggling with. And Josh and I sat the next morning at the studio and we were just literally sitting across from each other and we're just like, okay, what's that feeling? What's that feeling when you're like in the summer and endless days that like the sun doesn't come down until 10 p.m. and you're with friends? I've never had friends, but what does that feel like? What do you think that feels like? You know, like I never had a car when I was a teenager. What does that feel like? I'm assuming it feels like this. Now let's write that. Let's figure out. So that's how, gosh, and then we made magic. That chorus and that play on words in the chorus for me is stunning and I'm so proud of it. I think that the verses are fine. I think that they serve
They're fine. I love those verses.
the chorus and the bridge for me. And I'm so proud of us because the producer on the bridge wanted to just do one run, like one progression, and then go back into the chorus. And Josh and I literally were like, Absolutely not, bro.
I was willing to throw fists
We
over
were gonna
that.
fight for that one, and I'm so proud of us because part of that process was also discovering ourselves and like, who is this guy? Who is this producer? Can we trust him? Like, is their judgment better than ours? Like, we don't know. We don't produce bands daily, every day, all day. We're not, we don't have that level of experience. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad we did that.
And he's amazing. He was such a top tier producer, but that was one where we were like, brother, we have listened to all of your ideas. It is our turn now.
Creative license at that point.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that song, Eli. Thanks for bringing that up.
And that album is called Promises. And how long after that did you guys start working on new stuff?
And probably in the studio.
Yeah.
For real.
We had a running list of like ideas that we would update maybe like every couple weeks and add. We would never take off. We would just add, and the list became like somewhere close to like 50. And that's when we were like, all right, let's like start figuring out. Because we had so much happening at the end of the year. So album drops in January. We did, some runs, played with a bunch of shows, and we're writing throughout. But we're also like really dedicating to like promises and really giving that some time to breathe. But once we got to like the end of that summer, we were like, all right, let's start shifting gears. Let's start focusing. Let's see what we got. And then winter is when we're like, what are we doing? We need to come out with new music, and we need it now. And we were like, we can even drop a Christmas song. But then like we thought about that in November, and we were like, it's too late.
Will happen. We did start writing it, and in my opinion, it's one of our best songs yet.
Yes.
I started writing the Christmas song in December of 2024.
Yeah.
Before Promises even came out. So we have been working on new music immediately after.
Constantly. I mean, we're always working on new music. In terms of like formalizing it is a different question, but like whenever we're not hustling to be performing, I was gonna say whenever we have some dead space, which is like non-existent, but whenever we have some like more than normal breathing room, like an additional hour of our week, then we're probably cooking up something new. But I mean, look at Eli. He was born with that guitar in his hands.
Right.
And he shits with it, he showers with it. So like at every point and every day, there's something new that we're sharing with each other. And
yeah, we knew we wanted to come into this new year with, like you were saying before, Patri, we were kind of shotgunning the Promise album with a whole array of like what sounds could be, and we really like kind of narrowed in on the sound we wanted, but we also wanted to give more attitude and kind of come out with like a fuck you, because we had been wronged by so many people in the industry, in our lives. Like we wanted to come out with like a song that was just going to be like a kick in the teeth, and like that's where the ideas of No Hard Feelings came in. We were just like, let's make this like a pop punk banger. Like we teetered with it. We've also like we're more sort of like the alternative feel with the Promises. So we were like, let's really give the pop punk energy that it deserves for this one. And so we like, even till the day we went into the studio to record that one, we changed what the course was from what it is now. And it again, like another Beyond Summer moment, it redefined what it was, and I think made it 100 times better.
Dropped the tuning. You remember doing that, Eli?
God damn.
Yeah, that was insane. Patri was singing it, and she's like, I can handle it. And we're like, Patri, your voice is really high. Eli's like, let's drop it. So we just down-tuned our guitars like what, 2.5 steps or something, and played the song. It was and that was 3 days before we went.
Yeah, but the chorus did change in the studio, literally as
no, it did.
That's so cool that like on the fly you guys are able to do that, or under pressure able to finish song lyrics.
That's
on
how
a
you level up,
yeah.
dude. That's how some of the best things. I mean, the bridge for Chunky Monkey was full pressure, right? It was a diamond just getting forced into it. We all, I think that to your point, like part of that album was all of us
Yeah.
being forced to level up.
Well, I feel like this whole project from like the very start was just like these pieces fit so naturally and no,
No,
but like
these pieces, yes, these four.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, I think the thing that really is why we all like work, why these pieces fit, and why the instruments and the music, we're all just really goddamn like we're just masochists. Period. Like we just love pain and struggling and just hurting each other and ourselves, and we don't like easy. We just don't like easy. Period.
nothing good comes from easy though, right? They say
Yep.
that I think
Right.
somewhere.
Is that a thing? I don't
I
know.
think I've heard that somewhere before.
Not at Staples.
That
That was easy.
was easy. Yeah. But you released 3 new songs this year. You mentioned No Hard Feelings. I like that because the title, it's not spelled N-O Hard Feelings, it's K-N-O Hard Feelings. That's a interesting use of words.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
The album art for No Hard Feelings, that photo,
Okay.
that is one of our legs. Who would you put your money on as the leg in the photo with the tattoo?
Uh,
Look at him looking up at the screen.
I want to go with Josh.
Oh!
Ding, 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 ding.
Damn it!
Oh, it's a legit.
Oh!
Oh, I was.
That thing's real, baby.
He
I
got
didn't.
that before we wrote the lyrics to the song.
Yeah, so I'd been coming up with like the idea of the song, and like that phrase was just like it just became so important to me because it's like to know of hard feelings and then to spin it as a pun was just became such like I just kind of became obsessed with it. It
Yeah, I
was
love
just
that.
like so good. So yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna get it tatted on me. It's too good not to.
Well, when he said, I honestly I didn't know that it was a legit tattoo. I was just looking more at like the
You
hair.
thought it was AI? Huh?
No,
Huh?
no, no. I thought it was just a design. I thought it was a real leg picture with like the words,
Yeah.
put on it.
Yep.
And I was just kind of looking like, all right, hair.
You
It's
nailed it.
it's a legit tattoo. That's great.
It's legit.
That's awesome. I love that. That's great.
Yep.
And then you have another one that you just released, BN2Y, which I found out if you listen to the song, it's brand new to you. And I was saying before we started recording, I like visually how that looks because it looks like it should be a word because a lot of bands are starting to use numbers to replace letters. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what that looks like. So then when I heard the song, I understood what it meant. But yeah, that was clever too. And then you also released Miss the Mark this year. What is in store for the remainder of the year? It's
More
April.
songs?
It's April. This will release in May, so we're 4 months into the year.
Yep.
8 months left.
There should be a song by the end of May.
Hasn't been
God
written
willing.
yet.
I mean,
it's
drums this
No
weekend for him
No
if all
vocals.
goes as planned.
and then after he's done with drums, Eli and I can slap down guitar and bass real fast.
And then I'm screwed
Yeah,
again.
and it's like, all right, let's go.
We
Whenever you're
staged
ready.
84 things. Have fun, Patry.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we're gonna call it Beyond Summer Part 2. So good luck.
No, it's
Video
crazy. we're intentionally going into this song. We gave ourselves a little more leeway on the release date because initially it was supposed to release like next week or something.
Yeah.
But we decided to give ourselves more time to work on it because we wanted to get a little more experimental. We wanted to like try some different things with the sound and with the style. It's still going to be just a straight up pop punk banger, but it's going to have way more different vibe to it, I guess would be the best way to say that. Yeah.
Giving it away. I would agree.
Yeah, don't give
Yeah.
anything away.
I'm not giving anything away.
This
That's
one's gonna
Patrick's
be
job.
so much
Loose
fucking
lips.
fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I think we did the right thing by not rushing this one.
For sure.
Good.
It doesn't have a name yet, so we can't even give you that.
How about you send me the song when it's done and I'll name it?
Ooh.
Like that.
I'll give you my opinion and then you can take it or not. Whatever.
Cool.
That sounds like a
Perfect.
I don't hate this idea for real.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm so into it.
Fucking excellent. Okay.
Name it like a Hot Mulligan song.
Yeah.
Some random words strung
Monica
together.
Lewinsky.
Are they random? Are they random?
We'll
Yes.
do a Panic at the Disco type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I love that. I'd be down. Like I said, I wouldn't be offended if you didn't actually use it. It could be fun.
No, I think that's brilliant. That's a great idea.
Yeah, why not?
If we can come up with something like organically, like in terms of oh, we're feeling really passionate about this. We absolutely need to do this. Oh, yeah. So down.
I'm available. You know where to find me.
Sounds good.
But if someone was hearing of A.I.T.A, this is the first time they've heard the name. This is the first time they've heard you guys talk about the band and all that kind of stuff. What is the first song that they should listen to kind of get the idea of the vibe of you guys?
Ooh, I think we're all gonna give different answers.
Okay, it's okay.
It's gotta be No Hard Feelings. Like
concur.
that's got the edge, it's got, like the energy, and like I can just tell you, like when I'm playing that song on stage in front of an audience, like that's when I feel the most like this is A.I.T.A, like this is who we are, and like I feel the energy from the crowd, and like that's gotta be my pick.
I don't know. I agree with what you're saying. I can feel that, but I also, maybe it's because I'm like passing out half of the time through that song. Like I'm like, oh, what is breathing? But it's actually not as bad as Beyond Summer is definitely the hardest in terms of like there's barely any. I have one space to breathe in that song. But I feel like Brand New to You has taken a really high standing for me. Every time we perform that live, and I mean, mind you, we've only performed it like 3 times because it's so new. But every time we perform it, the crowd goes wild. And it's one of those songs where I can genuinely enjoy myself on stage, where I don't need to be thinking so much about breathing or the technique, or like I am genuinely like just vibing with the crowd and with the band and just having genuine fun. But maybe that's just selfish in terms of like my experience with it. So to your point, maybe No Hard Feelings is the one that listening wise does a really good job at showcasing, I think, the balance of talent throughout the band while sticking to at least what we're striving to be in terms of the genre.
Yeah, Brand New to You is my favorite, but if somebody were to be like, hey, what song should I listen to? It's gonna be No Hard Feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be Chunky Monkey, Josh.
I
But
thought
Brand New
you
to
were
You
gonna
is-
go there, bro.
No, Chunky Monkey is so much fun to play live. It's such a banger. It goes so hard. But like honestly, Brand New to You just slapped it in the face and shoved it in the mud. But No Hard Feelings is definitely the one I'm gonna send people to get a taste for us.
I'm trying to think. I shared on my Instagram a song of yours.
Can I actually say real quick, really important, just for people, I think it's important to caveat, like there's different ears out there. Not everybody likes pop punk. not everybody like super, super high energy, super in your face about it. And
The
so
hell
I
with
think
them. The hell with them.
Yeah.
fuck absolutely. But I do think that for that type of listener, a song like The Ocean is still us, but it's a little bit softer and more depth for the people who can't hear through the shouting and screaming and the funny and punny lyrics, and they think that that's just, you know, you I think there's a lot of talent in that. Okay.
I was going to say that, but it was too biased to say, so I didn't.
I think it's super smart. Yeah, but anyway, I think The Ocean really does a good job at also reaching another audience and marrying that type of audience to like people who might not normally like pop punk start with The Ocean, and then they're like, "Oh, I see why No Hard Feelings is awesome."
Okay.
So it depends on, you know, where you're standing in the spectrum.
And what can people expect from a live show? We've talked a little bit about, you know, you guys performing live. What can people expect from that?
Synchronized
Booty shaking.
The greatest fucking band you'll ever see live. Minus a couple, but I will say at the end of every one of our shows, people are like, you guys bring so much goddamn energy, like, and it's like it's just contagious. So that's what you're gonna get when you come to see us. Will, you know, I fuck up a drum part, or will one of us, you know, fuck up something here or there? Without a doubt, we will not fuck up at all. We are perfect. Okay, so but it's we have so much fun. We're laughing like our asses off on stage the whole time because of just the shit we're doing with each other and how we're vibing with the crowd. So energy, fun, good
sexually
shit.
harassment, because I sexually harass these guys on stage and I can get away with it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just like trying to get a riff done, and I'm like, like all up in their face.
Yeah, Josh is right. We play every show. We put it all out there. Like every ounce of energy that we can muster up is out there for the crowd. No matter how big that crowd is. We played a show last year to a crowd of like two people that were not part of the other bands. And we played that show like it was the last thing we were ever going to do in our lives. And I think that's one of the things that makes an AITA show great is that I've never seen one, so I don't know for sure, but everybody's told me that that's what makes it so great is because we play it like it's our best show, like it's going to be our last, like it's going to be the best, you know?
Yeah. I'm also a big believer. It only takes one.
Yeah, it does.
One right person to maybe that one person's in the crowd of those two people, and that's the person that knows somebody or is somebody or who knows.
And that one can,
uncle.
and that one in a much more important aspect, like that one can, sure, it can be like someone from the industry who's listening, you know, oh, come sign with Sony or whatever, but it could also just be someone who's like literally having the absolute worst
day of their lives.
year of their life, and this show might have just changed that, you know. So it's just like perspective is everything, but I totally agree with you. It only takes one.
Yeah. Well, one last thing, and I'll let you guys go. I didn't expect to go on for an hour and 45 minutes. And it's like, will people listen to this or watch it for an hour and 45? Probably not, but I don't give a shit. I had a great time.
If you're still here, we love you.
I had a great time.
Yeah, if you're still listening,
I
I'll show you my
you.
feet.
This is more for me than anyone else. So whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Do
That's
it.
how we feel about being on stage.
Yeah.
Literally.
Listen, don't watch, don't fuck off. AITA is just getting started because
We need to fill in the blank.
yeah, you gotta finish the sentence.
We're going to the fucking moon, baby.
They just did that. I just did that.
That's true. Yeah, Artemis mission, super sick, really cool.
Eli's already gone. Eli's got it. There's nothing that's gonna be going to the moon, obviously.
No, we're just getting started because we have really dialed in what we want out of it, which is to make really awesome music, and the determination that all of us have and the drive and what we're shooting for. You know, we're just getting started, and it's easy to see, and it's almost like you drop in a band that's been doing it for 5 or 10 years into this short little window that we've been doing it, and that's because we're putting in the work. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
It works for me.
Because we have to meet Haley Williams. Duh.
Duh.
No.
Tom DeLonge's gonna show us aliens. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Because we want to make human and being human cool again.
Yeah.
Make human
People have
cool.
sticks up their ass so deep. The whole expectation that we need to be perfect and flawless all the time. Humor, emotions, anger, crying, right? Like, God, loud laughter with your friends is what we're here for. And I think it's super underrated and not enjoyed enough. We don't have time to do those things in the world that we're living in right now. And if we can be a part of that, of providing that, of modeling that, of keeping you company through that and becoming a soundtrack in your life as you're having those memories forever instilled, that's why we're getting started.
Cool. Does Justin want to chime in, or are we?
No, like everything that Josh and Patry said.
Not
You
the
know,
moon.
AITA's,
Not the moon.
how about this? AITA's just getting started because we just found each other.
Okay.
Like, had I found this group of humans that you're looking at 10 years ago, AITA would have been a 10-year-old band at this point.
Amen.
I truly believe that these three idiots and this dummy are who I've been waiting my whole life to meet. They're my band soulmates. Like, I tell them repeatedly, I could not imagine doing any of this with anybody else. I wouldn't work as hard as I do if it wasn't for these three. And I think we all feel the same way. It's just like I feel it in my bones, you know? So eight is just getting started because we found each other.
I love that. I love that.
Justin, 10 years ago, I would have been 15. So.
Yeah, that would have been too awkward. Yeah. Your mom could have filled in for us.
Yeah.
And shout out Ann.
Well, now that I know your age, Eli, did you change the name to BDE for Big Dick Eli?
Oh my God, he got it. I was just about to ask if you knew what that meant.
We called him that. That is his name.
That is literally his name. He does not go by just Eli.
Okay.
You look at the song credits, it's actually lyrics.
It's actually just a picture of his cock.
The photo can't take it doesn't fit.
Panoramic.
Yeah, that was a part of the Artemis missions, is to photograph it from space so you could see it.
You gotta get the extended release.
We could keep going. Well, I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna be following you guys to the moon, so I'll
appreciate it, man. Thank you big time. It was an honor.
Yeah.
This is great. It's been a long time since I've done an almost 2-hour episode. Honestly, I try to keep them to an hour. Just
Whoops.
for no reason. It's more of a I try to wrap things up and not keep the guests too long. But
Hey.
we had a great time.
Vibes reviving.
The guests like keeping you.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. Well, hang out with me just for 1 minute after I hit end recording. But thank you so much for your time. The band again is A.I.T.A. A.I.T.A. Follow them on socials. Stream their music on all the streaming services. Get out to a show. Oh, you guys said that you have a show coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're playing May 15th. We're playing at the Garage in Boyd's, Maryland. May 28th. We're playing a show at the Milestone Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. May 29th, we're playing at Signal in Gainesville, Florida. Shout out Gainesville. I love fests. Let's go. And then hopefully we're gonna try to nail something on the 30th, so we don't have to drive home a day early.
Okay. You gotta head north. Head north.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the next goal. Yeah.
All right. All
Hey,
right.
if you're listening from Virginia, I've got some words for your guys' venues.
Virginia is really hard to get shows in, so if you
For
can help
us.
us out,
Okay.
help us out. We've been trying to hit Virginia with not very much luck. So
I might know someone who does shows in
let's
Virginia.
go. That's
Perfect.
it.
Yeah.
I will literally play in a friend's backyard at this point, which I would do anyways, but
Okay. I will. I'll look into where that show happens. I forget where it is, but I'll look into it.
Let's go.
It only takes one.
That's right.
That's
Right.
right.
There he is. He was talking about himself the whole time.
I wish one day. That's why I wanted to build this platform, so that was like one of those things that it became this thing where people are like, we have to get on Popko's show because we're releasing a new album, or whatever it might be. Maybe
Hell
one day.
yeah.
Maybe one day.
Absolutely. That's so sick. You'll get
One
there.
day. One day. We'll see.
Just
We'll
takes
see.
one.
Just takes one.
Maybe it's this episode.
It might be.
Hey.
We don't know.
Extended release.
We don't know.
Can you call the episode that? Can you?
Everyone say some real controversial shit real quick.
And I will have an
Pineapple on
interesting,
pizza.
I will have an interesting time trying to clip this episode though. I don't think I'm
Oh
trying
my
to,
God. God bless you, bro.
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Welcome to my brain.
Yeah. I'm not talented though, so that's the problem.
I believe in you. You can do it.
We'll see.
You're
We'll see.
infinite.
If you don't see any clips, you know why. It's just a YouTube video. All right. Well, thank you again. Best of luck with everything. And yeah, like I said, hang out for a minute and then we'll wrap things up. But thanks again.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right. We'll see you.